Whenever I just wear a black t-shirt, I feel like I look like a floating head. But I just want to be comfy, you know? Being a floating head, it is. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're brand new. BeautyBay have launched another eyeshadow palette, and this one looked quite grungy or fall-esque, which I am so ready for, by the way. When I saw this reveal, I had to get it. The palette in question is called the Wilderness palette. This is what the actual palette looks like right here before we get into the swatches and everything. Looks very pretty, but yeah, that's all you're getting right now. I'm gonna swatch the palette as well so we can see like colors on actual skin. I'm gonna use as many colors as I can, but I probably won't be able to use them all, so just if you have like a little reference. Yeah, I'm excited to test this out and play around. Before we jump into the swatches and everything, if you're brand new to my channel, hi, my name is Kyrielle. I upload makeup related content on a weekly basis, so if you'd like to, why not subscribe, hit the red button down below and the bell button so you get notified when I upload next. I aim to upload every Monday and Thursday, so yeah, I would love it if you joined. I'm gonna stop blabbing, let's get right into the details of this palette. Alright, so this retails for £15, which is exactly the same as the other palettes this size. This is a 20 pan eyeshadow palette, and they say it's inspired by rich earthy tones, leafy greens and molten shades, which sounds really good. It's available on BeautyBay exclusively because obviously it is their own brand. I'll link it down below if you're interested in picking it up. They say it's the exact same formula as their other palettes in this format, which I believe they've done 4 so far. It was the Book of Magic, Sunset Horizons, New Romance, and then this one, I think. Is that all they've done? I'm not quite sure. I have the Book of Magic palette. It is well loved. The formula in this is so good, so I do have high hopes. If it's anything like this, I will love it. So this is what the actual palette looks like. It's got the kind of wood grain on it, but it's the green color, and then it has the wilderness on the front. Inside there is a big mirror like all the other palettes, and the color story is going to be perfect for autumn. It is green leaning generally, but then you have the blue and the warm rusty tones. It is generally green leaning, but then we have, really excited to use this. There are a total of 7 shimmers in here, so it'll be 13 mattes, which personally I think is a nice combination. But yeah, that's an overview of the palette with some of the need to know information. As I said, I'll link it down below for you guys if you are interested, but I think it's time to get into some swatches and then do an eye look. I'm excited to get it on my face, so let's do it. Okay, let's get to swatching. First we have the shade Snow. This is very light, so you're probably not going to be able to see it on my skin. Let me just do another pass. There we go, it's a little bit better. Then we have Sky, so smooth, Ray, and Twilight. Let's try and even that out a little. And then the final one we have on the first row is Ocean. Such a pretty shade. So that's the first row. I'm just going to add on the second here. So we have Forest. That really did not swatch that well, so I'm just going to go over it one more time. It's a bit better. Then we have the shade Breeze. Oh my gosh. That is so pigmented and so smooth and creamy. Then we have the shade Mint, which is a very pastel shade, so I'm just gonna build that up a little bit more. Then we have Moss, again, super duper creamy shimmer. Look at that. And then the last one on the second row is Ivy, which is one of the deeper shades. So that is the first 2 rows swatched. Those shimmers are something else. Alright, on to the third row. So we have Lime. Whoa. So pretty, picks up really well on the finger. Then we have Leaf. I'm gonna go over that one more time. That's the true kind of like grungy green that we have here. Then we have Eucalyptus. Just go over that once more. Then Marigold. Such a pretty colour. Just go over that once more. And the final colour we have on the third row is Fossil. Oh my word, that is a beautiful rosy gold colour, and it's so sparkly. Oof. So that is the third row, and the final row we have Poppy, which is pretty much like a red with a pink undertone. Just go over that once more. Then we have the shade Raw, which is a deep berry red, very pretty. Then we have Heat, which is the red shimmer. Wow, that felt quite oily. Rather than the other ones have felt a thick, creamy texture, that feels more of a thin, oily kind of texture. And it's less intense, but it has quite a bit of sparkle in there though. Then we have the shade Earth, which is the brown in the palette. Just go over that one more time. It's pretty yellow toned brown, which I guess makes sense with the rest of the palette. Then finally we have the shade Sunrise, which is that beautiful burnt orange. Just go over that one more time. And that is the 4th row swatched. So I primed using the BeautyBay primer because I thought it was only fair, and I've used this so much so I know how it reacts with shadows. Now let's get into the palette. So I want to do something kind of grungy. I typically start with my deeper shade first, so I'm going to go in with the shade Ivy, which is a beautiful foresty green. Quite a bit of kick up in there, but that doesn't really bother me. A lot of pigment gets on the brush, so I'm actually going to use this mirror, so let's peel this off. Ooh, so satisfying. Okay, just gonna take this all the way throughout the crease. I was thinking about maybe doing a cut crease, but now I'm just kind of thinking of doing just like a really blown out look, you know? Let's see where this takes us. Off the bat, I'm very pigmented. I've barely dipped into this matte. Doing this with my eyes open because I have hooded lids, so I want to make sure you can see it. This palette actually doesn't have a black in it, so I believe Ivy and Twilight are the deeper shades, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you like a black in a palette, which I know a lot of people do, something to bear in mind. I do, however, think this is a really nice rich tone, and it does have a lot of depth to it. So just quickly wiping off my brush, and then I'm going to diffuse the edges just to help soften a little bit. Okay, so now that's on there, I'm kind of thinking of making a gradient of colour in the blending, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna start off with Marigold. It's not as much kick up in this shade, but I'm gonna start on the inner corner and I'm gonna blend this inner corner with the green. Hoping this is gonna work and not be a muddy mess. We shall see. I'm just doing little soft blending motions. I'll be honest, I'm not one to usually go for these kind of grungy tones, so it's a little bit of a new territory for me, but I want to jump in, you know, dive headfirst in, play around a little. It's usually because these kind of colours don't inspire me, but I was drawn to this palette for some reason. Alright, I thought this was going to be really muddy, but they've actually blended together really well. Now I'm going to dip into the shade Eucalyptus, and I'm going to go on the edge here and kind of blend this out slightly and help graduate the Marigold shade a little bit more. See, there's not a lot of difference. There's like a slight tonal difference in that shade to the shade Ivy. It's not a crazy amount of depth difference. Just cleaning off this brush quickly, and then I'm going into the shade Leaf and I'm gonna blend this out. These are very blendable and they are just kind of like merging into each other, which is good. I do kind of wish this packed just a little bit more punch. I'm sure on a bigger surface area it would look better, but it's not showing up too much. Just blending it into the Marigold shade. I am going to go back in and redefine the colours a bit more, but I'm just kind of getting my colours down right now, you know. Then I'm taking the shade Forest, which is a little bit more of a teal shade, and gonna blend out the very end here. I'm just kind of going over the gradient that we already have of Ivy. Oof, that's a pretty combo. And then I'm going in with the shade Mint, which is the lightest green in the palette, and blend this. Ugh, that blends so well together. This is the kind of punch I was expecting from the Leaf shade, but just didn't give it, but that's fine. Before we go any further, I'm just gonna go back in with the colors and re-intensify them, make sure I haven't lost any, because this Marigold shade especially is kind of dwindling. So I'll just go do that. Alright, so I'm quite happy with this. I do want to blow it out a little bit more. I really want to add some more of that mint shade like out here, but obviously I'll have to do that once my base is on. Right now I want to go in with the shade Twilight, and I want to bring this on the mobile lid on the outer corner. Using like the same brush. I'm being so lazy with my brushes lately. I'm just like, nah, I can just use one for the whole look. Anyway, I'm just kind of bringing this out, keeping it right on the outer corner. I'm gonna start blending it out here and really start pulling it out with the excess. It's such a beautiful deep blue. It's so weird. I had like glitter or something like underneath my eye base and it's just kind of flicked off. So if there's no weird kind of dots there, that's why. I thought I felt something poking me. Anyway, alright, I think that's for the mattes on the upper lid. I now want to play with some of these shimmers, which I'm very excited for. And I want to do a gradient to kind of go with the flow of the eye, you know. I am first just roughly going to take my Sallow Water on a little fluffy brush. And I'm just going to take the excess that's on my lid off. Again, I'm not doing a cut crease, but I just want to give the shimmers a little bit more of a chance just by taking off excess shadow. And since I do have hooded lids, this is going to give me the opportunity to clear a bit of space, you know. Take a little wipe, get off the excess moisture. I'm just going to do the same with a little bit of my eye base, just to give the shimmers something to stick to, you know. Just literally patting it on really roughly. The first shade I'm going to go into is, I don't know, what do I go into? I'm going to go in with the shade Moss. With these kind of more putty shimmers, it's better to go in with more of a synthetic brush, just FYI. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not spraying it or anything. That looks so pretty on the brush. And I'm going to, oh my word. Yeah, this is pretty. It's like on my inner corner, so you can't see it that well, but oh my lord. Wow. You know, I really shy away from putting like deep shimmers on my inner corner like this, but this looks good. Okay. I'm gonna take this about a third way over. And then I'm going in with the shade Lime, which looks so beautiful. Just gonna flip the brush over. And again, this looks like one of those putty shades. Actually, it seems a bit drier than the one we just tried. It's not as creamy, but we'll see how it acts on the lid. Yeah, okay, it's not picking up a base color as much with this brush. Let me try a different one. There we go. That picks up so much better. I believe this might be real hair. I'm not 100% sure though. This is a Zoeva brush. I'll put on the screen if it is or isn't. I don't tend to go for real hair brushes. I always try to get synthetic, but I bought these a while ago, so I'm not 100%. But yeah, it's picking up better on this one anyway, so let's just... Whoa! It's so much better. Blend these two together. And as you can see, I'm kind of like blending it through the crease as well. Oh my god, that is such a stunning color. I may just try it with my finger. Ooh, feels really nice. Swatch is real nice on the finger. Obviously you guys have seen swatches. I have not swatched them yet. Yeah, that's so much better with my finger. And these two shades so far are stunning. Look at that on the lid. Wow. Okay, and then finally I wanted to add a deeper blue shimmer on the outer corner. The only blue shimmer we have in here is Ocean, so I'm just gonna try it out and see what happens. This is back to more of the putty formula, so it's better with a synthetic brush. This almost looks like it's got a purpley shift to it. It's really pretty. And I'm just gonna put this on the outer corner here. Whoa, this one feels very thick on the eyelid, like basically a cream almost. But it is very beautiful. I'm gonna try and blend these together. It tends to be easier to blend shimmers together, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah, okay, wow. Look at that flip on the lid. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna take a blending brush real quick and I'm literally just gonna blend these shimmers at the crease. I want this really to be just slapped with shimmer everywhere. Okay, so I'm really happy with that so far. I mean, I didn't even dampen them and they are just insane. I'm thinking about maybe trying like the orange and reds on the lower lash line just to add a contrast. I'm gonna go ahead, do my base and stuff, and then we'll finish that all up together. I shall be right back. Alright, it's been a little bit. I've done my base, everything. I look a little crazy right now. I'm hoping once I've done the other eye, it'll all come into place and I won't look so crazy. I kind of went a little nuts with overlining. Anyway, let's finish up these eyes, shall we? So I'm first going in with the shade Earth, and I'm just taking this on the outer third. Then I've gone into the shade Sunrise, which is such a beautiful color. It's like a perfect burnt orange, you know? And I'm just gonna take this right in the middle. And then then finally I'm taking Marigold again, which I actually use this on my cheeks a little bit, by the way. And I'm gonna go in the inner corner here. I actually forgot to add a inner corner highlight, so I'll just do that. I'm gonna go in with the shade Ray, which looks absolutely beautiful. Ooh, that's so pretty. Highlight this inner third as well and blend it into the Marigold colour. This is again one of like the putty kind of formulas. It's a very interesting shade, that one. It has a lot of green reflect to it. It's pretty pretty. Then I'm just taking a little fluffy brush with Marigold and I'm just gonna run it lightly across the bottom, just kind of blend it just a little bit. For the outer corner out here, I really blew it out. First I'm going in with the shade Sky, which is very dusty, just FYI. There's quite a lot of kick up in the pan, but it's a very pretty shade. Just gonna go underneath the deepest blue, just blend it a little bit, start to pull it out slightly, and then I'm going back in with the mint shade and I'm going to blend this out some more, and I'm going to really pull this mint shade above as well. Basically pull it all the way back to the temple, and I'm kind of going through the brow as well. I'm just going in between all of the blues and just blending it out properly, making sure that it's all seamless. Okay, the drama is real right now and I'm living for it. I'm going to tightline real quick with a black liner. I'm using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eye pencil in the shade 0. I've said this about 1,000 times because it's the only black liner I'm currently using. And then for my actual waterline, I'm using a yellow liner. This is by NYX. It's the Off Tropic Pro eyeliner in the shade Pineapple Punch. I believe these are discontinued now, but I will link something similar down below for you guys. I'm just going to put this in my waterline real quick. I'm just going to add some mascara. I'm using this Barry M one that I've been using for a while now. It's their feature length mascara. For lashes, I'm wearing new ones that I picked up. These are by Makeup by Tammy, who is someone here on YouTube who's got their own brand now. She does cake liners, she has an eyeshadow palette, brushes, and also lashes. These are in the style Ava. It is a black owned brand, and yeah, I was super excited to test out some of her things. These are the lashes on this eye. Obviously they're quite dramatic, quite big, but I feel they're like separated so you can still kind of see the eye look. I do have very hooded lids, so buying lashes online can be a bit problematic for me, but I wanted to test them out. So they feel really nice quality and they're very wispy and like layered, which I really like. This is the actual lash. It's very layered, as you might be able to see there. Very wispy with some segments on it, so I'm excited. I really like the way that they look. I do have to trim them, so I'm just going to do that real quick and pop them on. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look. I really like it. Again, I think it's a little bit of drama. Almost kind of grungy with the more kind of mustardy tones, but also kind of glam at the same time. I definitely feel like this is the same quality that BeautyBay have been putting out with their palettes recently. I love this. I think it's such a good quality palette, especially for the price. BeautyBay just know how to do good eyeshadows at a really affordable price point, and I would be happy to recommend this to somebody who's looking for a more autumn based palette with some greens, blues and warm tones. This is definitely a nice little capsule palette to add to some other ones that you may have, and it's definitely something I'm excited to play with. Again, these like rusty tones for autumn, I'm so excited. The mattes consistency wise are so smooth, so blendable, so easy to use. I haven't had any troubles with patchiness. They literally just blend like a dream. Because you've got the kind of matching color stories, it really complements itself and it's just easy. They make it really cohesive, so you have everything you need to make a really nice look. This palette is no exception. Definitely they're still killing it, and they know how to make a good palette. The one thing I will say is there's a little bit of a learning curve with some of their shimmers. The more putty like ones are easy to use with a synthetic brush. The ones that are a little bit more hard pressed and on the crumblier side are easier with natural fiber brush, or honestly just use your fingers because they work really well with your fingers. They feel almost wet to the touch. I barely dipped in. This lime shade is insane. Love it on the lid. Also, this Ray shade is super unique. It's like a beige base with orange, green and yellow reflex. It's beautiful. Obviously you guys will be seeing swatches, but I just can't help myself. I just want to put my fingers into it. I really want to try the shade Breeze next, which is just insane as well. So yeah, I really love this, if you couldn't tell. It's funny because I'm not really that much of a green eyeshadow person, or blue even, but recently, I don't know, I've been dibble dabbling into those colors and I'm kind of obsessed. Am I a changeable one? Possibly. Once again, if you're interested, I'll leave a link down below for you guys where you can get it, along with everything else that is on my face. It'll be listed in the description box. I tried a new lip combo today with Cash Beauty. First ever time trying out their products. Really good. I really like it. This is the Soleil lipstick, I think that's how you say it. It's like a gorgeous orange lipstick. It's so unique. I had to pick it up, and yeah, I'm obsessed. I thought it would work perfectly with this look, and I think it does, if I don't say so myself. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and liked the eye look. If you did, please leave a thumbs up on the video so I know. That'll also indicate to me if you'd like more videos with this, so it's greatly appreciated. But anyway, that is it from me. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. If you're new, I hope you decide to subscribe, hit the red button down below and the bell button so you get notified when I upload next. And yeah, with that said, I hope I see you on the next one. Till then, bye guys.